beautiful, gorgeous bastards out there. Ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. Hope everybody's safe and sound. Come back, sit down with your boy. It's the, what is it, July 22nd, as we said, 2022, hanging out with the Spruce, Goose, and the Loose Moose. Sip to the gang. We need to all just, today's all about relaxing. Today is all about not letting the elements get to you, whatever the elements may be. Oh yeah, nice and relaxing. Beautiful. Yeah, we all gotta relax, man. You know, I walked around the neighborhood. I was wondering where I'm gonna shoot today. And I saw a little something that just threw me off a little bit. Got me a little bit uncomfortable. But then I'm like, I wanna be super comfortable. Can't not be comfortable. What did I see, you're asking? Saw, you know, I was walking, I was scouting the place, trying to find a nice corner. Saw a couple of young fellas getting in each other's face, up in each other's grill, fronting on each other. It was about to go down, and I was walking right by them. And it started to escalate. I didn't want to, you know, and I'm the type that I don't like violence. I don't want to see. Now that's why we're especially today, we're going to focus on relaxing, getting you to sit down. Give yourself a break from time and again. I know times may be stressful, I get it, but don't get in each other's grills, man. You know, I was wondering, should I step in? Be the voice of reason, get in the middle of them. And I'm great at getting in the middle of people fighting. Live for it. You know what I'm talking about, baby. But, you know, luckily a beautiful lesbian lady walked in between them, and one of them was, hold on, before we get to the lesbian part, one of the guys, one of the young men, was potentially a little bit older than the other. They were probably both in their late teens. They got in each other's grill, just on the side of the street. Weird. But also, you know, if anybody's going to be getting in each other's grill, it's probably, you know, teenagers, and don't do it, but it makes sense. You know, funny nonetheless all the time, especially when adults go at it. Don't do it, but, you know, especially in the public, man. I don't know how people, like, you know, I don't even know what was said. I don't even know what was not said. But nonetheless, man, it didn't go far, because that beautiful lesbian lady, she saw it and heard it from afar. She was a little bit closer to it than I was. She walked right in between them. He's like, you boys, walk away. Walk away. None of this. And she broke it off. And that was, you know, so shout out to the lesbians, dude. Lesbians are, I got a, you know, soft spot for the lesbians. I've been a fan for a long time. Long time. Only type of porn I'll watch is lesbian porn. You know me, dude. That's how supportive I am. What are you doing out there? I'm doing the heavy lifting on my side. But, you know, luckily, yeah, lesbians are like superheroes. And we need more of that. Both superheroes and lesbians. Or you're like, we got enough lesbians. Don't, you know, whatever. I'm good. I'm all good. Well, I supports it. So stay out of trouble there, youngins. And also, old timer there, if you're still, you know, if you still got that juice, if you still got that adrenaline pumping through them veins. Man, what a beautiful, lovely day, though. It's great to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk to you guys about some silly stuff that I've been thinking about, some important stuff that are silly, because the silliness remains the most important. Man, the pollen's coming right. Somebody is doing, you know, the good people of the city are taking care of the city and the parks, and that's highly appreciated. Seems to have died down now, but I saw a whole, I don't know if it got recorded or not, but I saw a whole bunch of pollen just come right from behind us and move towards the camera. It's up in the ether right now. Hopefully we won't start sneezing, and if we will, oh man, I'm gonna sneeze hard. But nonetheless, man, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, I want to talk about some silly shit with you guys today, because we need to relax for a second if we can, if we may. I get it. Times may be testing times, and we're all being tested on a regular basis, but that's life. you know? So let's get into it. What am I talking about today? At least a portion of today. Diarrhea versus constipation, fam. I said it, I meant it, I'm putting it on the table. We're not taking it back. It's out there. Good old diarrhea versus constipation. If you all had to choose, if your family members' lives were dependent on it, if it came down to it, you know, somebody was like, you gotta choose between diarrhea and constipation to save your family. And are there stipulations? You know, well, let's get into it. There's gonna be different formats. If we're talking a one-time deal, like a, you know, if you just like, if it's an hour worth of, you know, going through either, whether it's diarrhea or constipation, if it's that one-time hitter, I'll opt for the diarrhea. And I'll break it down for you nice and easy, just so we're all on the same page. Diarrhea is quick. Diarrhea is all about ripping the bandage or band-aid right off without any hesitation, without thinking twice about it. Knock, knock, who's there? Diarrhea coming through, coming in, hot. Can't stop it. You can do a little dance, but you can't stop it. And you're like, so why would you opt for the diarrhea? At least the constipation gives you a little bit of time, a little bit of prep time that you may need. Well, you know me. I live life on the edge, baby. Master edger right here. Tightrope walking all day, every day. Why would I go with something that is taking away the sweet sensation of anticipation? Or rather providing too much of it, my bad. Yeah, because with constipation, you're sitting there waiting. You're waiting. 10 minutes goes by, you feel like you got to go, but nothing's coming. Oh boy. And you're like, do I get to, you know, resort to things like laxatives, Pepto-Bismol? Don't mix and match. That's what I say. Or do. Or don't. But, you know, constipation's that waiting game. Constipation's for the elders, for the ones with life experience. You know, diarrhea is a young man and woman's game. That's what I say. Diarrhea is fast, diarrhea is loose. And it's, you know, diarrhea is good because if, like, imagine, you know, it's a bonus. Especially, you know, some people are like, man, I really want to lose a couple of pounds, a couple of stones, a couple of kgs, a couple of lbs's, a couple of ounces, right around the old hip area. What a great way to drop a couple of stones, drop a couple of pounds, the kgs, ounces, all the above. You feel lighter with diarrhea, you feel like you got a brand new lease on life, and that's what life is, baby. That shit's all leased out. You know, we're all leasing life, baby. This shit's borrowed. Ain't nobody buying this shit. Ain't nobody investing in this shit long term. You're like, yes, we are. I'm like, good. Long-term planning is all the key to success and happiness. Think long, but also live in the moment. That's what I say, man. So enjoy yourself. Think about these things instead of, you know, because you can all day, every day, get in each other's grill and be all upset at each other. You know what I mean? But that's not nice. You know, and get to know each other. Ask a fella, you get in his grill. Maybe that's what they were getting into. Maybe that beautiful lesbian, if she given him on the opportunity, they would have actually spoken with each other, exchanged a few words. Maybe they were just starting off really intense. Maybe it would have simmered down if we gave them a little bit of time. Maybe it would have heated up. I don't know. But maybe that's what was on their mind. Perhaps they wanted to ask each other, well, what are you into? Not really into, but what would you prefer? Because saying you're into it means kind of like, you know, you don't want to be a connoisseur of diarrhea or constipation. You know, either or could lead down a dark, narrow alley pathway. So don't fixate. But is it funny? Hells yeah. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. You know it is. Constipation, man. Constipation's that waiting game. I've said it, I meant it. You don't know when it's coming. Is it an hour? 2 hours? Half a day? What are we dedicating to this bad boy? You know? Do I gotta cancel appointments? Do I gotta move appointments? Well, I don't even have appointments. Great. You still gotta fix a new schedule. You still gotta shuffle things around. Because you never know. You don't want to be going outside and then boom, it's there, knocking at your door. Where are you gonna go? Oh, bathrooms for consumers only. Do you have any change on you? Oh, you better hope the power is on. You better hope the internet is up, the electric, because then you can't buy anything. Then you can't use the bathroom. You know, you're like, well, I really got to go. It says the rules are the rules. It says consumers only bathroom. You know, like, I'll buy some the other. I'll come back. I'll buy it next time. But like, oh, we've heard that a million times. If I could have a penny every time somebody said that, I'd have dollars worth of money, which is better than nothing, you know? So that's what I'm saying, man. Diarrhea, you could, you know, diarrhea is, it's more fun, I would say. It's more fun. Because, again, it's that one-time run through. You don't need to wait. Most of the time when it happens all at once. Unless now let's, you know, stipulation time. Let's change the game up. Again, if we were just talking about like one time sit down, you know, an hour long, you know, turbulent time you're going through and you had to pick, that's, I think, easy. You want to go with diarrhea. But if we're talking, let's say, some sort of ailment that's going to last you maybe 24 to 48 hours, then what do you want to do? Then do you want to be doing diarrhea or do you want to be doing constipation? If we're doing the long game of IBS, baby, I think I'd opt for constipation. Because again, the frequency of the diarrhea would be far too much for me to be able to handle it for 24 or 48 hours. Then I'd have to move around too many appointments, too many business meetings, too many leisure walks have to be canceled, you know? And I can't live like that. But with constipation, you can be like, all right, if you knew it's not coming for like 24, 48 hours, then you can go out and do things, live life. People wouldn't even know. You'd be walking right amongst us and no one's the wiser. No one's questioning you, you know? But diarrhea, if you're like 24, 48 hours of diarrhea, you'd just be, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out the bathroom. That's your new life. You know, get comfortable. That's what I say, man. If it's a long game, constipation. If we're talking short-term investment, always go with the diarrheas. That's what I say, man. You know? Hope everybody's safe and sound. And, you know, gang, nothing brings a gang closer together like a common challenge, you know, or a mini trauma of sorts. So in order for us to feel a little bit challenged and a little bit closer, I've gone ahead and actually equipped all of us with complimentary UTIs for the whole gang of Glad You Made It. You're welcome. I'm talking everybody of age, of course. Grandma, grandpa, your aunt, your uncle, yourself, your mama, your papa, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your siblings, even your pets. Even your pets. We gave everybody UTIs. It'll start kicking in tomorrow morning. Drink a lot of water. Get some cranberry enyas. Should be able to wash it out within 24, 48 hours. That way we all come back feeling like, man, I just feel like we're such a tight-knit gang. And you feel like we're all comrades. Now we share something. You know, I was going to go for kidney stones, but that's just, you know, I don't want to be splurging too much. UTIs I can manage for everybody, but, you know, we're a one-man operation, a one-man band for the time being. If you like to see more of this sort of thing happen, you're like, man, I wish we could get communal kidney stones. Dude, that's why I've created Patreon. You can go ahead and fund your boy. Your operation will be faster, smoother, and it'll, like, that's what it is. I'm the, if I eat, we eat. If I get kidney stones, you get kidney stones, man. If I get a UTI, you get a UTI. You're like, did you get a UTI? No. But we all got a UTI now. Again, 24, 48 hour period. We're all going to go through it. It's going to feel amazing. It'll burn a little bit. And that's what it is. Sometimes you need it to burn. So how else would you know you're alive? If it's always working fine and dandy, no burnage. Lame, boring. Let it burn, baby. And that's what I did. So shout out to the gang. That's going to kick in tomorrow morning. Look out for it. Support this show. If you like these videos, you can watch them on YouTube for the full-length videos. Subscribe. Help your boy out. Help out the algorithm. And if you like segments and portions and chopped up pieces, well, you go down to Instagram, baby. That's where it's at. When? Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, no big deal. With your boy Rob Sadry. Once again, kicking it with the Spruce Goose. Who's the loosest moose out there? You are. Love y'all. And that's what it is, man. We all need to just relax and pay attention to the little stuff. You know what I mean? What would you rather do? Let's play a little bit of would you rather. Would you rather be in charge of a cockfight or be in charge of a illegal card game? Illegal card game versus cockfight. You're like, why in the world would I have to be in charge of either of those two? Because it's a silly fun time, baby, and I'm looking out for you and the gang and myself included. And I hear things, I pay attention. It's not like we're totally oblivious to what's going on out there and in here. Times are tricky, baby. It's challenging times. You're feeling inflated, you're feeling bloated. You're like, how do I make a little bit of extra monies? Cockfights, illegal card games, not condoning anything, hypothetical situations, of course. But if you were to run one, which one would you rather run? I would probably rather run an illegal card game, simply because, when it comes to animal cruelty, first of all, we didn't even disclose that we're doing animal cruelty in the cockfights. It could just be legit human cockfights. Or like a Fight Club sitch? No, I'm talking humans grabbing their wieners, their cocks, and going at it because times be challenging, Nothing like two challenged fellas grabbing their wieners, their cocks, and just smacking each other in the cack. A good old-fashioned cockfight. Doing it. So I don't know, maybe I could support that because there's no animals involved. You're like, you'd be okay with humans cockfighting? I mean, if they volunteered for it, if they did, not like volunteered as in like do it freely, but voluntarily show up and be willing to do it, they get a nice chunk. I'd make sure they get a nice chunk, dude. I'm like the Don King of, mixed martial cockfights. That's MMCF, baby. UCF, Ultimate Cockfights. That's what I does. I'm like the Dana White of cockfights. You ask me questions, I answer. I set up matches, and then, there's, it's one of the best out there. Cockfights. UCF, baby, subscribe. And if you're like, man, how do I get involved? You might be seeing people on the internets doing it. I don't want to just glamorize it. I don't want to just be, creating an image or a story where it's titillating for you to think, oh, maybe I could be a cockfighter if I put my mind and effort into it. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. Do you feel lucky is what you got to ask yourself when you step into that ring. It's not even a ring, dude, I'll tell you. It's more of a, it's like any empty space that we can find, really. We try to keep it, not that we don't want to spend money. I like it to be raw like that, back alley. you know, back parking lot of a old building somewhere in the industrial part of town, you know. What is that, a junkyard? Great. Because that's what it is. It's, I basically, what I did to create this is I asked, I'm like, what do people love? What's the number one thing that everybody universally, black, white, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, atheist, tall, short, the transparent, the translucent, the hyperactive, the immobile, all the above. What do the people love? Numero uno. Answer was, according to the survey, Mortal Kombat. And I'm like, okay, what's numero deuces? And it was cockfights. So I basically took those two and combined them. So you have Mortal Kombat background settings combined with cockfights too, because that's what's missing in our lives, I think. Because those, man, those, like, you know, imagine a cockfight and then the background's this beautiful, like, you know, again, you're like, why don't you go to some beautiful place, like a majestic place like New Zealand or something, where they allegedly filmed Lord of the Rings. And I say allegedly because I've not seen it. I think that's where it's been filmed, so I've heard, but I don't know. I wasn't on the set, you know. I've heard of it, and it's, sure, it's beautiful, both the movie and the continent, nation, country. New Zealand, doing it, Z's up. Point is, you know, what was I trying to say? Cool backdrops due to the cockfights, you know? Because regular cockfighting, exciting, but then the backdrop, you know, a junkyard with a couple of, like, you know, get a couple of lowriders just like bouncing up and down, get a couple of pit bulls on leashes with people, get a couple of people on leashes with pit bulls holding them, dude. That's, you know, that's the kind of entertainment that we bring to the tables. And where else, you know, we'll travel to all over the place, or we'll make it seem like it's all over the place. We're going to be staying in North America for the most part, but luckily our cities, our metropolises, all have different little unique areas. Like, you know, you can travel to Little Italy and, you know, go you know, oh, is that the Colosseum? Am I in Rome? You think it is, but we made a little mini one right here. Did we in Toronto? Not yet. Can we make one? Fuck yeah, we definitely could. Could we use CGI? That's really, you know, cutting corners. I'm not into that. I go all out. Budget's not a concern whatsoever for this podcast and the crew. I never hold back, dog. You think I'm gonna hold back with all the monies? You know? Nevers. So imagine that's going, or, you know, I'll have one that's going on in like Little India, dude. I'll have you know, cockfights, and then the backdrop is, you know, you know, a beautiful Indian mystic dervish walking on coal, juggling snakes. What's up? What's up? You know, we'll visit all the, you know, we'll get all the we're going, like, we'll do ancient civilization type shit, dude. You know, Mesopotamia, doing heavy on the tapia. You know, doing it. Greece, ancient Greece, just heavy on the Greece, dude. Ancient Rome, heavy on the Trojans. You feel me? Just cockfights and Trojans and cockfights. We can maybe do a sponsorship deal with Trojan condoms. Maybe that's a thing. That'll actually go right hand in hand, dude. Right there, sponsorship. Booked it. Oh man. Oh, that kick really hurt. You know why, dude? You know why? Oh man, my tailbone. The bone end of my tail, dude. Because as comfortable as I look, dude, this bench is solid wood. This bench is, you know, looks comfortable, but like when I kicked up like that, my spinals pushed my tailbone right into the hard spot of the wood. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna let this stop us because we're on a roll, baby. Fucking rock and roll. Super comfortable, dude. That's how we make these benches. Fucking super comfortable, dog. Super fucking comfortable, dude. You think we're gonna make uncomfortable benches just because we want people moving around? 10, 30 minutes on the bench, you're gonna start feeling uncomfortable and you're gonna start moving around because we don't want loitering and soliciting? Is that what it's all about? Is that what we're doing here? No. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. I didn't even notice, dude. My belly button was showing. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, if I had to, let's stay on track if we can, if we may. If I had to choose between organizing a cockfight versus a illegal card game. What did I say originally? I said illegal card game. With the unique backgrounds, those cockfights are looking kind of tempting, not gonna lie to you, fam. Ancient Egypt cockfighting, dude. I'll do it. You don't know me. Versus a illegal card game. Illegal card games are fun from what I've seen, from what I've heard. At the end of the day, I'm the house, you're the house. The house always wins. And that's important. You collect the W's. That's what it is. That's what it is. How would I, if it's a rough one. I'm gonna have to give it a second. I'm gonna have to think about this one, long and hard. We're gonna have to think about this. Give it a quick second. Let's break it down. Illegal card game versus the old UCF. Wait for it. Wait for it. It'll come. It'll go. And it might just stay right here. Sorry about that, fam. See, we couldn't just continue on for a second just because, peepsies be walking by sometimes, and I gotta have a chat with the producers of the show after, because people be walking through the set, walking behind the set, live recording sesh going on, and they're just like all willy-nilly showing the park to their child, their youth, and you're like, that's super nice, and that is super nice, and that's why I had to stop my rant for a second, because I don't want to just be like, coming out there and it's just like, whoa, what's happening? So yeah, let's stay on track. Illegal card games, dude. Illegal card games, I'd be, I'd be down with it, but I don't want to see anybody, we're gonna set a limit. There is a limit. It's a high stakes Texas Hold'em style poker game. So bring your poker face games. $10,000 minimum. That's what I think that's a good $10,000 minimum entry. It's because I don't want just like, there's a certain level of, it's a professional game going on, right? So I've heard. So that's what I'm saying. I'm organizing this. You're organizing it. It is a $10,000 minimum, okay? This is a professional game, damn it. We're not just gonna have any old amateur get in here, oh, go fish. No, sir. No, sir. And you better be good for it. Because if you're not good for it, yeah, because you're wondering, man, how are you gonna run an illegal card game and enforce everybody pays? It's called being rough and tough. It's called being rough and tough, dude. It's all about letting them know who they're dealing with right off the bat. So if somebody were to open, knock knock, okay, let's go through it. Knock knock, I'm looking through the peephole. Who there? Okay. What's the password? What's the password? Can't hear ya. Spinning nipples. That's the password, and we'll get into spinning nipples after. But spinning nipples, come right in. Spinning nipples is the password, okay? And as soon as they get in, I'll wear a zoot suit, dude. I'm gonna zoot suit up. I will have a long chain of sorts hanging from my pantaloons and attached to my coat area or vest, three-piece suit, zoot suit vest. And I'll have a large hat, dude. I'll have a large hat. And it'll also be, you know, because I want to give the look that is like we're about collecting. I will twirl a little silver dollar between my fingers, dude. Because a fella who can twirl a silver dollar between his fingers, that's a fella who counts. That's a fella who knows how to manipulate all his fingers all at once, simultaneously, you know, and that's impressive, you know, because a fellow who's and maybe I'll have a little toothpick between my teeth, either toothpick or maybe, you know what, it is because I gotta put off the image that I'm collecting. I'm cleaning between my teeth with a butterfly knife, and just, you know, I'm chit-chatting, loose chit-chat, just, you know, one hand butterfly knife, one hand twirling silver dollar. Just come on in, and I'm just describing the scene, you know, help yourself to some drinks while I'm, you know, butterflying it right there, twirling in the other. Maybe, you know what, fuck it, I'll just, you know, for the game, I'll sew on a couple of pair of extra hands, dude. I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to be dealing with like 4 to 6 or 8 hands, dude. I'll get it. So twirling butterfly knife in one hand, twirling silver dollar between fingers on the other, toothpick. Yeah, so because I'll show off with the one hand with the butterfly knife, toothpick, extra arm, just picking the teeth, dude. There's nothing in it, but I'm just adamantly picking between the teeth. So, you know, that sets off in and itself is enough of an intimidation factor, because I don't want to actually have to go ahead and, like, you know, I don't want to, man, because if it comes down to it, dude, if I have to collect, bros, ladies, if I have to collect, oh my god, call me the collection agency, bro. Phone call after phone call, email after email, inquiry after inquiry, follow-up after follow-up. And eventually, if you're not going to pay, we will give it to a third party who's going to follow relentlessly. And you're like, I'm really good at dodging phone calls. That's really good. And if you keep that up, you can probably go ahead and not pay anything at all. Maybe the third party will seek a third party. And that's like 2 third parties. So that's like 2, 3 to the power. It's a lot of parties, dude. Causing a ruckus here. Why don't you pay? I thought we were good for it. Let me play you so you know me. I didn't. I should have known to go with my gut, dude. This is how I'm losing money on these illegal gambling games. Oh, and I can't complain to anybody because they're illegal. Oh, but I can talk to you guys about it at least. You know? We can talk. You know what I'm going through. My wife thinks everything's okay. She's used to the lifestyle now. Driving Lexuses, 2 at a time. How do you think I pay for it? That's right, through cockfights and illegal card games. You're like, why don't you conduct a legal card game? Why don't you go ahead and get once you do all the paperwork and come up with all the startup money and leverage and find people in the mob and get into the gambling industry all legal, once you do that, I think so. Didn't think so. Not gonna do it, are you? So I'm here providing a service which is centered around love, peace, unity, namaste. You know, comfort, high levels of comfort. Ooh-wee. How comfortable? We're so comfortable we might just go ahead and just howl together. Can I get a howl in there? Oh! Can I get a howl in there? Oh! Can I get a howl up in this bitch? Oh! Howl with me? Is anybody howling out there? Just howling all by myself? I know you're howling there at work. You're howling there at home. You're howling there in the city. You're howling in there in the sewer pipes and the manholes, deep in the manholes. Oh, howling, baby, it's Howl City. Stay litty with it. So, you know, that's just instinct. That's just animalistic, raw instinct. That's what that is. So, you know, illegal gambling game versus cockfight, you know, I'd be down for it. People will line up, dude, on like a legit lineup. I'm not talking about like fugazi lineups, dude, because lineups, I don't even know if they're lineups. We say lineup, but is it even a lineup, dude? It's more like line back. You're lining back. It's not lining up. You're not even lining back, dude. You're lining, if we're being exact, you're lining, because what happens when you show up to a line? You go to the back of the line, and the line, you say line up, but it's not even, you're not lining up. Up would be if we were to stack on top of each other, on each other's shoulders. That's a lineup. All else is a line back, line floor or ground line level. You know, I'm just talking about terminology here. Like, we got to get things straight. You know, line up. Never seen anybody actually line up. People have lined back. People have lined horizontally. People have never lined vertical. And yet we still use this language all willy-nilly. Oh, why don't you line up over there? Well, people, how did we get here? People, I'm trying to say that people will line up for this shit, dude. You don't know me. You know? We'll get a couple of exotic animals. We'll get exotic food. Everything's gonna be exotic, whether it's illegal card games or an illegal cockfight. We're gonna get the most exotic animals. But I'm talking seahorses, dude. I'm talking seahorses. I will legit get a couple. I'll get a couple of horses to fuck a couple of fish, and we'll take their babies and utilize them as best as we can. You know? So I'm tired of this, like, I'm tired of nonsense, dude. You know? That's what that is. That's what that is, man. So people will line up, it'll be big. And the more the merrier, that's what I say. The more the merrier. There are beautiful birds chirping around us. The sun is out. You know, people are experimenting all day with the most beautiful things. I saw a little. It's summertime, right? And 'tis the season to be wearing shorts, short shorts, jorts, skirts, kilts. And, you know, but you're like, man, it's so, you know, it's easy to wear, like, you can wear a kilt, no big deal. Kilt's fine. You're like, what do I do if I want to be pushing fashion? If you want to be pushing fashion, anybody can wear a kilt, dude. But wear a kilt just on your shins, dude. Expose the midsection. That's the new, if you want to, because anybody can wear a kilt, dude. And I supports it, you know me. I supports it. Because it looks comfortable, And what do we support here? Maximum comfort. The most comfortable podcast in there. So, but we're also risky like that. But we're also the counterculture. But we're also part of culture. So we're not really counter to it. We're just like a subculture of the culture. So we push things and then we pull things. And we're like, how do I push it further? Like I said, cover your shins, expose the midsection, but also, you know, that comes with risque territories, baby. I'm talking indecent exposure. I'm talking you're now labeled a pervert. You're now, people are steering clear every time they see you, or rightly so, fella. But at the same cause, you know, at the same rate, I do see and acknowledge your willingness to commit to it and draw a line somewhere. But you know, that's just an idea. And I did briefly mention that I will talk about spinning nips, dude. Don't ever think like I'm gonna forget anything. And before we get to spinning nips, because I do keep track as much as I can with everything that I say and does, as much as I can. Not that you should be coming in here for the facts. It's all for the fun and games. Queefing on a daily, baby. But the other day in a couple of videos in the past, I mentioned something about an oarfish. Two things that I got wrong: location, and length. I thought I said something along the lines of the oarfish was found near Japan, off the coast of Japan. Wrong. It was found off the coast of Chile, and the length was not 30 feet, it was 16 feet. That was the correction that I wanted to make before going into spinning nips. By the way, you know, if you're like an island nation, isn't everything off your coast? There's a bee, dude. There's a bee right around my belly button. Get out of here. That lint is all mine, fella. Or lady. Get away. Shoo. Or just stay. You know what? If you're not gonna sting me, stay. Good boy. Good girl. Sweet, dude. I love a good bee. Sting me so I can get better ratings, dude. Sting me. Go ahead. Oh no. Don't sting me, Mr. B. I would hate to be stung. Sting me. Go ahead. Fucking sting me, dude. Sting me. Sting me hard. Sting me right in the cock, dude. Go for it. Missed your chance. I tried, fam. Don't say we didn't put it all on the line. Point is, that'd be hard to explain. Why is your cack so swole, dude? Is your cock doing all the lifting? Maybe. How do you guys lift out there? I'm all natty. That's what I does. Show up to the doctor. Ah, doc. What do I do? We gotta suck out the venom. Well, thank God I can't do that on my own. What are we talking about, dude? Spinning nips. Alright, get into it. Hard and fast. Fast and hard. Spinning nips. I wanna upgrade us, dudes. Ladies, I'm tired of seeing all our nips just be constant. Just solid nips. It was good till 2022, but things are... Let's move with the times, dude. I want us to upgrade, all of us, men's, women's, both of the sexes, to little spinning nips, or large, depending on your aerial. I'm not judging or anything, fan of all the different types. But I want them to be spinning. Essentially, imagine spinners on big SUVs, but on your nips, dude. And what's the benefit of this thing? Tell me some downsides if you can come up with one or two or three. You're like, okay, what are the pros then? I'll tell you if you give me a gosh darn second. First of all, it could act as like a cooling mechanism. Maybe not for you, but for somebody else. You know, like those little fans, those little tiny little fans that people sometimes carry around in summertime. You could be that fan, dude. Lady, out there servicing the public with your spinning nips. So there is that. There is hypnotism, dude. Hypnotizing. You want to be, let's say you want to make sure you're You want to hypnotize somebody, dude. You know, you want to be raising kids that are elite at something. Sit them down when they're like, I don't know, a good age, and they're your kids, and then just, you know, expose them to the spinning nips. And then you're like, follow my voice. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna start listening to my instruction. As soon as I snap my finger at the end of the instruction, you're gonna follow this instruction till the end of your life, and you're gonna reach success, happiness, and tranquility. Super. You're gonna be a go-getter out there. You're the best. You're the best. Who's a tiger? You're a tiger. On a count of 1, 2, 3, tiger. Out there. Now they're out there getting it on, grinding, hustling, everyday shuffling. You know? And thanks to what? The spinning nips. Everybody gets it. You know? People come up with all sorts of excuses. Oh, my arms have been amputated. That sounds horrible. But you have a dream of becoming a DJ. Guess what, fella? Guess what, lady? You can now DJ with those spinners. You're welcome. Even if you got arms that are not, you know, you got attached arms, dude. You got one of those codependent arms just always lingering on, latching on. Leave me alone for a second is what you'll say, not those arms. But the point is, fam, they're gonna be spinning and you'll be the best DJ because if you got arms too, you got arms and spinning nips, dude, you should be killing it out there. Last but not least, the most use out of these spinning nips that we could, if 2 people were to like attach to each other, and we could do that, we'd have to, you know, you'd attach at the nips. Now you're no longer standing vertical, you know, you lie on the floor. One of you lies on the floor with their back on the floor. The other one gets on top. You know, you're aligning yourself head to toe essentially, okay? But you don't want to go all the way, so like your nips are attached. Okay, so you want to use lying on the floor. Got that clear. Other one person gets right on top, so they're aligning their nips with your spinning nips. The spinning nips attach like little suction nips or like little Lego nips that they're spinning too. And then since they're both spinning, now all of a sudden they're spinning, but because they're attached, the spinning transfer to the body spinning, and you start becoming a fucking human helicopter, dude. We're anti-gravity up in this bitch, dude. I don't know what you think this is, but none of that pro-gravity. I'm talking, this is the future, baby. This is Futurama. This is the Jetsons. This is, but better. With your boy, Rob Sadger. Every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Enjoy that UTI for the next couple of days. On Monday, I want us to come back as a team, feel like we've gone through something, like we've accomplished something. And if you feel like you're about to get into it with somebody out there, you think you're about to all just think about it. They're gonna throw it all away for what? For that guy? For that guy out there? For that? But I don't know the story. What if they were like close relatives? What if one of them was like falling through the cracks and the other one was just really passionately trying to get him to not fall through the cracks? Maybe that was the, you know, but it didn't seem like they were the relatives. Nonetheless, do you want to throw it all away? Because you don't know what happens, man. Crazy things be happening outside. You don't want to be, you know, be careful out there is all I'm trying to say. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, love each other. Hugs and kisses for everybody. Stay loose, my friends. Stay loose, but also keep it tight, dude. Lady, all about the balance. 75% loose, 25% tight, right down to center, 50-50 balance. Talk to y'all later, gang. Love you. Talk about it. Pass around like hotcakes, and free drugs for everybody. Free drugs. It's like free drugs. It's like free drugs for your heart and soul. I'm gonna leave you with that. Peace out, baby boys, baby girls.